Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another session of chair yoga at the Community Arts Center in Westmont. We are here every Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. For those of you who can't join us in person, we are on the Community Arts Center's YouTube channel. And as I have been reminded to remind you, like and subscribe or sign up for classes by calling the Community Arts Center at 814-255-6515. Today, join me, I'm Adriann White, as we do a class in person at the Art Center. So we have our chair, we have our yoga mat behind the chair with the back two legs of the chair on the mat to help keep it from slipping. We're working in either stocking or bare feet and just letting ourselves sit all the way back in the chair. And we'll get our session started. We start every yoga class with an opening relaxation. And that's when we make the shift mentally and physically away from all of the hustle and the bustle, from the busyness of our schedules to here and to now. So I invite you to let your eyelids drift closed. Have your tailbone pointed down. Gently draw your shoulders back. Bring your whole head straight back so that if you could see it from the side, we are stacking our hips, our shoulders, and our ears all in a nice, long, tall, vertical line. And now as we sit safely and comfortably with our eyes closed, we begin to settle and to slow and to center ourselves. Can we let the movements in our body slow down and become still, so that ultimately, perhaps we feel our heart beating, we feel our breath flowing. And now let's put our attention, let's center our attention on our breath. We're not doing anything at all to change the breath. We simply want to feel that breath as it flows in through the nose, through the sinuses, down the throat, and into the lungs. And then we want to feel that breath as it flows back up and out. Whether we exhale through the nose or the mouth is up to you. But as much as we can as we breathe in, can you inhale through the nose so that the nostrils can clean and filter the dust and the pollen out of the air, so that our sinuses can warm and moisturize the air, so that when it hits our lungs are better able to extract the oxygen from the air that our body so desperately needs. On the breath out, you can exhale through the mouth or the nose, whichever is more comfortable for you. And we notice, as we pay attention to the breath, do we find our breath beginning to slow a bit? Maybe we find that it takes us 4 to 6 seconds of breathing in to fill our lungs fully. Maybe we find that it takes 6 to 8 seconds of exhale to empty our lungs completely. And that's fantastic. Take 10 seconds total for your breath in, for your breath out. And that slowing of the breath not only helps to calm and quiet our mind, helps to calm our emotions. Medically, studies show that it helps slow our heart rate, helps reduce our blood pressure, helps reduce the production of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, and helps improve the production of the feel-good hormones like our serotonin. So medical benefits to help reduce physical stress in the body as we breathe in and as we breathe out. Today, as we continue those slow breaths, let's check in with our bodies, centering our attention on the muscles and the joints from our forehead all the way down through the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the fingertips. Notice how they feel, remembering we're not judging what we find. Rather, we're observing with a sense of curiosity about where do we experience any stiffness or tightness or tension, so that we can address that and try to feel better later. Scan from your shoulders down through your torso, your ribs, your lower back, your abdomen, your hips, your glutes, your thighs, your knees, your legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. And again, not judging, just inquiring kindly as to what you feel, to notice where we could feel better. And then if you would, if your hands are to your lap, can we let our shoulders roll back, slide our arms down to just let them hang. And in that gentle darkness behind closed eyelids, notice. Can you feel the weight of your fingers? Can you feel the weight of your arms hanging from your shoulders? And instead of having shoulders hunched up to your ears, does the weight of the fingers and the arms hanging down help relax those shoulders, help them sink down and be less tense? Today, let's start by taking a few movements from an Asian practice called Qigong to help us begin to coordinate movement and breath. So if you'd like, we'll slide to the front edge of the chair. And when we're sitting to the front edge of the chair, we want to find that little crease line right where our buttocks meet our thighs. And that crease line sits right at the front edge of the chair so that we're sitting safely and stably. But it also means that now we have full range of motion for our legs without the chair being in the way. When we sit, we want our ankles directly under our knees, and we'd like to see if we can have our knees and our toes pointed straight forward rather than splayed out. Okay? So our first Qigong movement that we are going to do is called separating clouds. And on cloudy, rainy days, it's a great way to think of pushing the rain clouds away. But we also get those feelings of cloudiness and depression and blah within us. So we can also use this breath work and movement to help us get rid of mental worries and concerns. So as we sit up nice and tall, let's start with hands about waist high. As we breathe in, let's pull the hands back. We're getting ready. Feel the chest widen. Exhale, bend at the hips, scoop down. As you breathe in, take those worries and those cares, lift them up, offer them to the heavens, and on the breath out, push them away. Push them out of your life. Let's do that 3 more times. Breathing in. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, scooping forward and up. Worries, thoughts, issues. Exhale, push them away. We'll do 2 more, adding a turn of the head. So breathe in. Exhale, scoop down. Inhale, lift up, give them away. This time as you push away, turn your head to the left, making sure they go away to the left. And 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, scoop down. Inhale, lift up to give away. And this time on the breath out, turn your head to the right. And as we come back to center, just take a moment, relax. Did we feel the benefit of the movement in the shoulders, the ribs, the chest? Now we'll do the opposite. We are going to do what's called calling down heaven. So we're going to breathe in, and as we do, pull your shoulders back so the palms turn out. Notice you've widened the chest. Inhale to reach up, gathering up all the goodness the day has to offer. And on the breath out, with fingertips touching, pull that down into your mind and your heart and your body. And let's do that 3 more times. Breathing in, we open the chest. We lift up, we look up, we gather up blessings and happiness. We exhale, making room in us to pull all of that down. How about 2 more times again? Inhaling, lifting up, looking up, opening up your heart to receive love and blessings. Exhale, pull it all into you. Like you're filling yourself with positive energy, happiness, joy, sunshine. One more. Breathing in and breathing out. And then, again, just take a moment, relax. Check your posture. Are you still sitting tall so that we are stacking hips, shoulders, and ears? We don't want to sit like this to collapse the ribs, to squish the stomach, to contract the heart. Keep it up nice and tall so that all of your internal organs have room to work. Next, we're going to do a little slow breathing movement for the torso. Let's bring our hands with our thumbs behind our shoulders, noticing how it helps our elbows open wide, helps keep the shoulder muscles open. As we breathe in, through the waist, turn to your left. And as you breathe out through the waist, turn to your right. We'll repeat, inhaling to turn left. Exhaling to turn right. Now the trick is, this is just the waist muscles. I am consciously keeping my chin above my heart. I am not turning through the neck. And I am keeping elbows open wide. The arms are not moving in the shoulder socket. We're massaging our digestive tract here, helping our food to move at a nice, smooth, even pace. We're strengthening all of our waist muscles, and all those waist muscles, our core muscles, help support our lower back, help support our posture of our spine. We'll do one more time, inhaling left. And one last time, exhaling right. And we'll come back to center and just relax those arms down. Whew. If the deltoid muscles at the tops of your shoulders are tight, just bounce the shoulders a little bit. Whew. Loosen up. Let it go. Now, many of us tend to carry a lot of our stress, a lot of our tension in our neck, our collarbones, the muscles on top, the muscles behind the collarbones and between the shoulder blades. So today we're going to do some stretches for our neck. Earlier with our Qigong, we did up and down and gently side to side. Let's think about breath in. On the exhale, let the left ear reach over to the point of the left shoulder. Noticing the entire spine is straight, your shoulders are parallel. So those of you that went and slumped to the side, please sit back up straight and tall. We are only moving from the collarbones up as we let left ear reach down to left shoulder. When you're ready, let's inhale to bring the head back to center. Now keep those shoulders parallel to the floor and exhale just the right ear over to the point of the right shoulder. And remember, we breathe. In yoga, we very rarely hold our breath. So we remind ourselves regularly, are we breathing? Notice in your own body. Is it easier to sink your head to the right? Or was it easier to sink your head to the left? Let's inhale, come on up. Now let's go ahead, do a breath in. We'll exhale, turn our chin left. Sweep the chin down to the center of the chest. Turning to the right, sweep the chin up and to the right shoulder. Again, we'll reverse. Exhale, chin down across the shoulder to the center of the chest. Inhale, across the shoulder and up to the left. That's one set. Let's do 3 more. Exhaling, left to center. Inhaling, center and up to the right. We finish the set by exhaling from right down to center. Inhaling from center to left. Let's do that 2 more times. Coordinating movement and breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. As you exhale, let's make sure we keep our shoulders rolled back on our spine tall. And this is our last time to sweep down and to our left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, turn back to center. Now we are going to do the opposite. We did the lower half of a circle. We'll do the top half. So here, we'll turn our chin to the right to start. Let's inhale, forehead across the ceiling. Exhaling to turn to the left and chin to the shoulder. Inhale, forehead up and to the center of the ceiling. Exhale, turning to the right and to the shoulder. It's one set. Inhale, turning and exhaling. This is our second set that we're finishing to inhale and turn and exhale. Let's do our last two sets again, coordinating movement and breath. 4 to 6 second inhale, perhaps a 6 to 8 second exhale, and one more time. And notice in your own body, is it easier to raise the head up or to let the head sink down? Is it easier or more comfortable to turn to your left or your right? And we'll come back to center. Good. From here, again, we'll let our arms hang. Now we are going to do shoulder circles. And this is going to be the entire shoulder assembly. Not just the shoulder socket where the arm bone fits in, but the entire assembly, including the shoulder blade in the back. So I'm going to do a backward circle, which means I can inhale to come up and back. I inhale as I go back because I'm widening the chest. I exhale coming down and to the front because now I'm closing off the front of the chest. So it's inhale up and back. Exhale down and front. Again, inhale up and back. Exhale down and front. Notice the arms aren't doing any work. They're just hanging from the shoulders. It's like a hitchhiker going along for the ride. Let's do one more. Both shoulders in this direction. And then as you get to the bottom, just relax. We'll reverse. So we'll go back up, front, down. So again, let's inhale to the back as we open the chest and up. Exhale to the front as we close the chest and down. We'll do 6. Breathing in and out. Again, breathing in and out. Go ahead and do your last 3, matching movement with breath. And notice, does one side of the body work better, bigger, easier than the other? How about one more? And we come to rest. Now we'll focus on moving the arm bone in the shoulder socket. We can rest left hand to the shoulder. I'm going to have the arm bone moving in the shoulder socket so it looks like my elbow will draw a great big circle to the side wall. Again, turning to the side. I'm going to do a breath in. Exhale to the front and up. Inhale as I open to the back and down. Exhale because it's closing in at the front. Inhale where it opens and stretches the front. How about 2 more in this direction? Honor your shoulders. So if you have any shoulder injuries, perhaps your range of motion is much smaller. Perhaps depending on your shoulder injury, you may not do this at all. Your safety is what's important here. When you get to the bottom, we'll stop. And let's see if our shoulder will allow us to reverse. Inhaling to open up as we go back and up. Exhaling to the front and down. And 3 more. And notice, is your range of motion, the size of your circles, the same going in this direction as it was in the other? Our last circle. And relax. And let the arm hang. Are we feeling those muscles where arm connects to the shoulder? They got a good workout. Are we feeling the muscles in the front of the chest where they connect the chest to the shoulder? How about in the back? Let's switch and we'll do the other side. I'll let you see it from the front this time. So when you're ready, right hand to the shoulder. Let's inhale up and back. Exhale down and front. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Again, experiment. What's your biggest range of motion? Remembering, in yoga we stretch and we work to the point of going, I feel that stretch. But if you feel it coming on to, ow, that hurts, ease up. We don't want to do what causes us pain, because pain's a warning signal that injury could happen. When you're ready, we'll reverse. Inhaling to the back and up. Exhaling to the front and down. We do these individually because to do them together makes it a little more challenging to try to find our full range of motion. Again, remember, you are honoring any injuries or limitations your body has, not pushing to the point of pain. Relax. In yoga, we do not believe in the phrase, no pain, no gain. Okay? From here, we can stretch our legs out. Let them relax. We'll tuck our elbows to our ribs, to our waist, and we'll bend our elbows so our forearms are parallel to the floor. We are going to do some movement for range of motion of shoulder joints. We know we can bend and straighten the elbows. We know we can move them side to side. How about a big circle? So here, we keep our wrists still. We keep our shoulders still. With our elbows tucked in against our ribs, we are isolating the movement to just the elbow joint. Good. And here we can breathe at a relaxed pace. The movement is not affecting our ribs or our chest. Reverse. So there's not a huge demand to coordinate movement and breath. However, for a sense of calming and peacefulness, we can always think of breathing in as we float up, breathing out as we sink down, and noticing if you're coordinating movement with breath. Do the movements of the circles slow a little bit? One last circle, and we'll come back to center. Okay, now let's see if we can coordinate hands and feet to make our brain work. We'll do left wrist, right ankle. So we'll lift the foot off the floor. As foot does a circle and wrist does a circle, slow the hand motion down so that your fingers and your toes point the same direction at the same time. So we're using an aspect of yoga called mindfulness. Not only are we working the mobility of the wrist and the ankle, we're working slowly, trying to find our full range of motion. Let's reverse. And by focusing on making the wrist and fingers point the same direction as the ankle and the toes, we're not letting our thoughts wander to worry about this, that, or whatever. Meanwhile, are we starting to feel the tops of the thighs to hold that leg up? Are we feeling the forearms? Let's take a break. Whew. If you want, give those thigh muscles some love pats. Get that circulation back in. And besides, it helps distract the nerves from how much those muscles may feel tired. Good. If you need, you can do love pats on the arm too. This is also a little technique from Tai Chi and Qigong. They call it tapping or patting. Sometimes you'll hear instructors call it slapping. To me, slapping sounds violent. I like to think of love pats. Okay? All right, so let's do left knee, right wrist. So again, my arms relax to my side to remind me shoulder's not doing any work. In this case, elbow doesn't do any work, just wrist. And now the left ankle. And as we circle, again, slow the wrist down. Watch your hands. Watch your foot. Are they going the same direction? At the same speed? Oh, by the way, think of pushing or pulling your belly button towards your backbone, so that by engaging our core muscles or our abdominals, we use the term interchangeably, we are using the strength of those muscles to help support our quadricep muscles in the top of the thigh. How about we reverse the direction? Are we still breathing? Are we coordinating, inhaling over the top, exhaling around the bottom, because that way we're sure that we're breathing rather than holding our breath. Is this thigh muscle getting as tired as the other one?
Yeah.
Better? Worse? Just nasty. Take it down. Again, a few love pats if that helps make it feel better. And then if the forearm needs it, some gentle love pats for the forearm as well. Good. All right. As we sit up tall, again, remember we're stacking hips, shoulders, ears. We are not letting ourselves get into this. We're going to lift right leg up, and from the knee joint, we are going to have the sole of our foot draw a circle. It's like when you just spill something on the floor and you throw a paper towel or a rag down, and you use your foot to mop up the spill. Notice my thigh is still, I'm not moving at the hip, and my foot is not moving at the ankle. Let's reverse. This is just the knee joint, and it's a nice, safe way to explore how big of a range of motion does that knee joint have when there's no weight on it. If you need, hold the thigh to help keep it still. And now let's rest that leg. We'll do the left leg up. If you want to hold the thigh so you know you're not moving at the hip. And we can watch to see that we're not moving at our ankle. And how big of a circle can you cover on the floor? Reverse, making sure we're still squeezing belly button towards backbone to help support not just our lower back and our posture, but also to help have those abdominals tie down in to support our quadricep. And take a break. Whew, do they need more love pats? Our thigh muscles are one of the biggest muscle groups in our body, and because they're bigger and can be stronger, they also require a lot more energy when they're working. Now we're going to focus on the hip socket where our leg bone meets our pelvis, and by moving this upper leg bone, our femur, within the hip socket, we're going to look like our kneecap is drawing a vertical circle on the wall. Okay, so this is going to be really important for core strength. If we don't have good core strength, we end up leaning back when we lift our leg up, so we look like this. And we're doing this motion with poor posture for lower back. Instead, we're going to be sitting up tall, still trying to keep our shoulders stacked above our hips. So let's give it a try. We're sitting up nice and tall. We've got our abdominal muscles engaged. If you want, walk the left foot out to the side a little bit, and let's give it a try. Up and out and down and across. Inhale, exhale. Really feel those abdominals strong as you lift the leg up. One more. This is tough work. And can we reverse? We use this movement of the legs when we're trying to get our legs into and out of our vehicles, into and out of bed, to swing your leg up into bed, and over the edge of the bathtub. Take a break. Do I need to ask if those muscles are really tired now? I feel it, so I'm sure you do too. All right, let's go ahead, step left leg back in. If you want, walk the right leg up. And now from the hip socket again, we sit tall. If your core muscles are weak or this is a challenge, put your hands behind you and support yourself on the chair back. The preference as we begin to do this regularly, reverse, is to build up enough core strength that we don't need the hands and arms to support us, that our internal girdle of muscles, that's what our core muscles are, an internal girdle, help support us. And take a break. All right. From here, go ahead and if you have a yoga strap, a tie, like a necktie, or a nice soft belt out of a bathrobe, we'll get that to do some stretches for the muscles in the back of the leg. We can take our strap or our tie and just loop it around the arch of our right foot. When you're ready, sitting to the front edge of the chair and sitting tall, we'll straighten the knee out. And now let's use the strength of our bicep muscles to lift that leg up. Again, strong abdominals to keep shoulders above the hips, to keep the shoulders rolled back. You can use one or both hands on the strap. Now notice, as I'm sitting, my elbows are bent. Rather than doing this, which hunches the shoulders up and forward. The purpose of the strap is to use it as an extension of my arms. So rather than stretching out through the arms, and now I have no arm strength, I slide the hands in so I can sit up, I can sit tall, I can open my chest, and now I can let the bicep muscles in my arms do the work of holding the leg. And I have no tension in neck or shoulders. I have great posture. As we sit facing forward, can we use the strap to open our right leg out to the right side? We're creating a little bit of length in inner hip and inner thigh. We're working range of motion for hip socket. Are you still feeling the stretch in the calf, the back of the knee, the back of the thigh? Are we feeling any stretch in inner thigh?
This one a little bit.
Yeah. And let's bring it back to center. We can carefully lower the leg down. And then when you're ready, we'll take the strap off the right foot and put it under the left foot. Okay. So we're sitting up nice and tall. And when you're ready, one or both arms help lift the leg up. Again, bicep muscles and finger muscles are strong. Abdominals are strong. Can we roll our shoulders back? Can we bring our ears back over our shoulders? Can we smile, knowing that we're doing ourselves lots of good, even as we're tired? Okay, here we go. Big breath in and open wide. Say ah. And as we reach out, we're still maintaining the length in the back of the leg, from the heel, through the calf, through the knee, through the thigh. And we're creating inner thigh stretch. And again, helping to keep our lower back comfortable by keeping our hips flexible. Let's bring it back to center. And release. And come on down. We'll take our strap off. In fact, let's go ahead and put it under the chair where we won't fall over it. We did a lot of work with hands and fingers squeezing, so let's do some stretching. We're going to make our brains work as well. Can we lift the toes of the right foot, heels of the left? And now just alternate back and forth. So we're tapping toes and heels of both feet, but we're doing it in opposition. Okay? So while feet are going up and down, can we cross one wrist over top of the other, noticing my movement is coming from my wrists, not my elbows. Elbows are tucked to the ribs. I'm shaking my hands side to side to have the hands crossing over each other. And what else should we be doing? Breathing, you betcha. We don't hold our breath. Okay. Now, let's see if we can keep heels down, tap the toes of the feet out and in, as we play the piano with fingers going up and down. Can we run from little finger to thumb and back out? If you ever played the piano and did your scale exercises, can we keep the fingers going up and down? And now tap the heels out and in. And at the same time, can we cross one arm over top of the other? We're channeling our inner Liberace, or Elton John, two famous flamboyant piano players. So how's our brain holding up?
Not very well.
Not very well. It's okay. Even if you're not getting it exactly, you're still getting the benefit of shoulder movement, chest and shoulder muscle work, fingers limbering despite arthritis, and work in the heels and the brains. Shake it up, and we'll stand up. And we'll go behind our chair. We have our chair here so that we can hold on to it for balance and as a reference point as to where we are for some of our poses. Please make sure that the back two legs of your chair are just on the edge of your mat. You don't want it halfway back the mat. We want our mat to stand on so that we don't slide on the floor. We're going to do a stepping out and pulling in motion, a lunge, for not just balance, but agility. So I'm standing behind the chair. If I put my weight on my right foot, I'm going to step my left foot out. I'm going to reach with left arm, gently lean. If you need, hold the chair to do this, and then come back to center. and reverse to the right. So step out with right foot, reach with right arm, lean a little bit, pull back to center. So spread the fingers wide, you're reaching, you're squeezing, you're pulling in. Stretch if you want, look, reach, pull in, turn your head, look, reach, pull in. Remember, you are welcome to switch one hand and the other to the chair. Now, please, as you do your lunge, stay upright with a slight sideways lean. Please don't do this over the chair back. We're staying up. That's the way. And you're looking the direction you're reaching. We'll do one more time to our left and one last time to our right. And we'll come back to center. Whew, and as we stand in good posture, are you breathing a little harder? Is your heart beating a little faster? Sideways movements are the primary reason seniors fall. Going forward isn't so bad, but turning sideways, reaching sideways are when the greatest incidences of falls happen. So we practice those in chair yoga to avoid that. Now, as we're standing behind the chair, if I put my weight on my right foot and I let my right knee bend gently, I'll step to the side so you can see, I'm going to swing my left foot behind me to turn to face the left wall, and then I'm going to step back to center. I shift my weight to my left foot, left knee is relaxed, it's going to bend as I swing my right foot behind me, and I turn to face the right wall. I'm bending the knee to keep the knee joint safe, so I'm not twisting it. Okay, so let's try that. When you're ready, we'll step back with the left foot, and we'll come to center. And if you want, hold the chair, step back with the right foot, and step to center. If you can do it safely, comfortably without holding the chair, be welcome to do so. You're swinging behind you to one direction, and then you're swinging behind you to the opposite direction. When would this ever happen? You're in the grocery store, you're looking at something on the shelf in front of you, and you hear someone call your name, and you turn. Or you're at church talking with friends, and you hear someone call your name, or it's time to leave, and you turn. Turning, especially sideways, is when we tend to lose our balance. Okay? Now we're going to go the opposite direction. If I put my weight on my right foot, and I'll just stand to the side so you can see, I'm going to cross my left foot in front, coming up on the toes, and then stepping back. So if my weight's to my left foot, I'm going to take my right foot across. I come up on my left toes like I'm getting ready to walk. And again, we do this when we're turning away from the grocery store shelf, when we're turning away from a group of friends to walk away. If you're standing at the kitchen counter and you go to walk away, oftentimes we'll do this. Okay, so let's switch from one side to the other, using one hand or the other to the chair if you need it, keeping hands off the chair if you don't. How's our coordination going with this? Is this easier or harder than stepping behind you?
Easier.
One last time to the left, and come back to center. All right. So we moved leg bones and hip sockets. Let's do some standing still balance. We'll step up a side of the chair back to the right side of the chair. We're going to stand on left foot. We'll do a yoga pose called tree pose. So if you want, you can hold the chair, or you can actually stand to let your hip rest against the chair. For tree, our weight's going to go to our left foot. Our left knee's relaxed. We're going to turn our right knee out to the right side. And I'm going to rest my right foot against the inside of my left leg. If balance is shaky, you can keep the toe to the floor. If you'd like, you can raise the foot to the ankle, the calf, or the knee. We can do a short little shrub with arms down. If we have hip to the chair, maybe we can do a palm tree with our fronds a little higher. Your choice. If you feel really super comfortable with your balance, you can come up like an oak or a maple tree. You do what works for your body. And as we turn the knee out, we're having hip stretch and thigh stretch. As we have the arms up, we have chest opening. Notice how much those left calf muscles and toes may be working to support us. Let's bring the arms down, the leg down. And we'll go to the left side of the chair so that we can do our tree pose on our right foot. At the beginning, remember I said when you take your weight to the foot, let your knee be relaxed. When we stand, we don't want to lock our knee backwards because it wasn't designed to bend that way. We want the knee straight or just a little bit of extra bend to keep it safe. So with weight to the right foot, we'll turn the left leg out to the side. Please open knee out for hip opening. Okay? Even if you've had hip replacement surgery, we want to work those hip muscles so that they have the flexibility and the strength to keep our replacement joint in place. Okay, so again, we can do a nice round little shrub. Maybe we can do a palm. Maybe we can do an oak or a maple. Where's your posture? Are we letting our shoulders round forward? Please roll the shoulders back. Please bring the head back, ears above the shoulders. And most importantly, please breathe. I know you're really focusing to keep your balance, but keep that breath flowing. Let's exhale, come on down. Whew. And if you want, roll through the shoulders. Do you feel how hard those calf muscles feel? They're tight. They were strong. It takes leg muscle strength for balance. So if you want, just roll through the toes. We're going to do another little hip exercise. Since we're standing to the left side of the chair, hang on to the chair. Can we put our left foot either up on the seat of the chair, or if you prefer and your hip doesn't reach that high, use your yoga block, laying the little toe edge of your foot on your yoga block. Okay? So do what works for you. How's that inner thigh? How's the outer hip? Now, can we gently take our left arm, slide it behind our waist, noticing how that adds some stretch to the front of the left shoulder. If right hand is holding the chair, can we do a breath in and gently turn through the waist to point our left elbow and shoulder behind us, turning our chest to the left wall. Again, a breath in. Exhale, come back to center. We'll release that left arm. Check your posture so that we're not rolling shoulders forward. Now can we stand our left foot up and angle left toes and knee across the front of our body to the opposite right corner. Now, I'm seeing a number of people have shifted their whole torso so that their chest and their navel are pointing over the thigh. It feels really comfortable. Guess what? That's not what we want. We started with our torso facing forward, our hips and our shoulders side to side. We tried to keep that as we had the leg up with knee out. We still want hips and shoulders facing sidewall as knee comes up so that we are getting outer thigh stretch. This is where we get some stretch for the sciatic nerve. So those of you that have your torso and your heart angled to that corner of the room, pull that shoulder back. Release the arm, pull the shoulder back, and then feel that outer hip stretch right where your butt cheek and your leg meet. Good job. It's not as easy or as comfortable this way, is it? That means we're feeling the stretch. When you're ready, we'll step the leg down. Whew. If you need, shake out the hips. Knees are soft as we do it, or do a few hula hoops. Hula hoops are a great exercise for keeping leg bones moving in the hip socket. We'll reverse our hula hoop circles. And now let's go to the right side of the chair. So we stand to the left foot. Whether we bring our yoga block over to put the little toe edge of our right foot on the yoga block, or up to the seat of the chair. Roll the shoulders back, stand up tall. Notice your hips are pointing to the side walls. Your shoulders are pointing to the side wall. Your navel, your heart center point forward. Whew. Is this more or less comfortable than the left side?
Less.
Less? Some people say more. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just normal to have both sides of our bodies work differently, and we just want to know which way works best. Okay, let's see if we can keep hips, right shoulder facing right wall as we bring right knee up. And we're angling right toes and right knee to the front left corner of the room. So maybe a little pull of that shoulder back and breathe. And guess what I just realized? I forgot to do a twist. And you let me get away without it. You didn't remind me. Darn it. Okay, let's take that leg back out and down. What we did to the left that I forgot is to tuck our arm behind our back. Big breath in, and now through the waist, exhale, and turn to face your right wall. Adding a little more stretch to front of right shoulder. A little openness through the front of the waist. Still breathing. Notice, does your glute, your outer hip feel differently here? Exhale, come back to center. We'll step the leg down carefully. If you have a block, go ahead and slide it under the chair. From here, just some gentle little kicks like we're walking in place. Opposite hand goes with the foot, like we're walking in place. Now remember, when you walk, you don't swing your hands up shoulder high. Let them just stay down, relax a little movement. And then we'll do the reverse. We'll swing the leg behind us, almost like we're roller skating. How many of you had roller skates as a kid? I love my roller skates. Okay. And now we're working glute muscles, hamstring muscles to lift the legs back. When you're ready, let's walk to the front of the chair because it's time for closing relaxation. We're going to work thigh muscles and take 8 counts to slowly sit down. I know for some of us getting into the chair is easy because gravity pulls us down. Getting up is tough. One of the ways to strengthen these quadricep muscles is to sit down in slow motion. So we're going to take 8 counts to get down. By 4, you're halfway. Ready? We'll go down 1, 2, 3, halfway, 5, 6. These last ones are the hardest. 7, and now sit it down on 8. Whew, and slide the whole way back. If you want to bring your yoga block up, I have short legs, so it's more comfortable for me to put a yoga block or a book under my feet so that it helps lift my legs off the floor a little bit. I'm not getting cut across the back of the thighs with compression from the seat of the chair. Our closing relaxation is very similar to the first one. Can we roll our shoulders back? Can we gently bring our head back? We can let our eyelids drift closed so that again, all of your focus is you. We do yoga to help ourselves stay stronger, more limber, and with better balance than if we didn't do yoga. A side benefit of yoga is the stress management, the self-awareness. Self-awareness is important not from the standpoint of vanity or ego, but for health. As we learn what is our own normal and healthy within our own bodies, as we learn how do our joints normally move, how do our muscles normally feel, how does our breath normally flow, we become much better able to detect early warning signs of injury or illness. And that's really important because the sooner we detect it and can take care of it, the easier it can be to resolve, and we can minimize any negative consequences. So we check in with our bodies, scanning from forehead to fingertips, to toes, noticing how we feel. And perhaps we're gently contrasting what we feel now with how we felt an hour ago. Are there any places where your muscles feel stronger than they did an hour ago? Are there any joints that feel more limber now than they did an hour ago? Do you feel taller? Are your thoughts a little quieter? Maybe instead of having 1,001 thoughts in a whirlwind in your mind, maybe your mind just went, ah. And how are your emotions? If there was something you were agonizing over, or something that had you upset from earlier in the day or the week, has that emotional distress settled as well? We'll end with a Qigong movement called pulling in energy. Let's bring our right hand to the bottom of our navel, cupping the left hand on top. This is our Qi. This is the energy in our body. We're going to sweep left arm, inhaling out and up, gathering up all kinds of good energy, bringing it into us. And then we let left hand hold the ball of Qi as we inhale to scoop right arm out, gathering up more energy, pulling it in. That was one set. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling to left. If it were a sunny day, think of pulling all that sunshine and happiness and joy into you. If it's not a sunny day, think of drawing in the energy of a rainstorm. We may not like rain, but there's energy in that storm. So we breathe in, we draw positivity, energy, happiness into us. And as we bring right arm down, just take a moment. Let's scoop both arms gently out and in and down. And take a moment to just sit. And with eyelids closed, enjoy how much better you feel now than you did when we first came to our chair and our chair yoga practice. I'd like to thank you all for being here today, whether in-person classes or joining us on the Community Arts Center's YouTube channel. Remember, if you like and subscribe, you'll get notices as new videos come out. And so we'll also be doing an additional series of about 10 or 15 minute shorter videos as well, when you don't have time to do the whole hour. So whether you join us in person or on our YouTube channel, thank you all very much for being here today. Namaste. And thank you to the Community Arts Center. Good job.